Blade Titan, the upgrade for the legendary set Grand Titan. Yeah, which is probably the most famous Exo-Force LEGO set that they ever made. It's iconic. So does this upgrade measure up? Is it better than the original, or does it fall short? Let's discuss. And let's also check out how you can use the pieces that come in this set to build your own cool creations. Sounds great. Let's do it. The coolest thing in this set has to be the upgrade to the blade weapon. Look at these gorgeous recolored Bionicle weapons. They have that stunning milky white marbled in with dark red. A truly unique color. The only other set that shares pieces in this color would be the set Cricker. But even still, there are subtle differences. Cricker's pieces have more of a lighter shade to them. It's a little hard to pin it down, but I do believe that this is milky white marbled in with red, whereas Exo-Force is milky white marbled in with dark red. Yes, there's differences, but I mean, come on, it's basically the same. It'd be very easy to use both pieces together in one big mock. Now sure, hey, this looks good, but the play feature for this is next level. Twisting the gear on the back lets these things flip about and move at lightning speed. It's so much fun to mess around with. I mean, it's sick how you can flip it between the shield mode and the blade mode just by twisting the gear. It's so effortlessly fun, I love it. Another great thing about this is the brilliant mix of Technic pieces, system pieces, and Bionicle pieces. This set came out in 2007. That rough time period was a glorious time. Many sets in this time period would do that. They'd blend Bionicle and system parts together, and I miss that, man. It would lead to some truly extraordinary stuff, like this. On the other side here, we see a Gatling gun. And this is okay. I like how it looks, it is good, but when we look back to some of the first wave of Exo-Force sets, blasters that were this kind of shape and style, well, they used a different kind of barrel piece. And yeah, the thicker design of these elements, I think it just looks better. It looks more like a gun or a blaster. I think this looks a little bit too flimsy. The thinner barrel shape doesn't really give off the same kind of heft and weight that you would associate with something like this. It doesn't look like it would pack as much punch. But this design, I think it fits in with the newer art style that these mechs had, which, yeah, was less kind of gritty. It didn't have that kind of neo-military vibe that the original sets had. This was more of a sleek, futuristic art style. I've seen a lot of people online say that the first wave of Exo-Force sets, they were the best. And sets like Blade Titan from the second wave, they weren't as good. They lose a lot of that original charm. Now hey, I see what they're saying, and yeah, part of me can agree with that. But there is still something very special about these sets and their aesthetic. Yeah, things like the new ball and socket joints that make up the frame of these builds. They make the set incredibly posable, more so than the original Wave 1 sets, and that's always a good thing. Additionally, we got some of these Technic panel pieces being used for shoulder armor, and they do add an excellent amount of flair onto this mech. Everything here has this very smooth but also kind of boxy appearance, and I think that creates an incredibly strong silhouette. It gives the design a lot of personality and character. Yeah, I do miss the kind of grittiness and sharper aesthetics of the Wave 1 mechs. The edgier design language is just so cool. But this smoother and cleaner design, it still does look great, and I don't know, I don't think it deserves as much hate as it gets. I mean, come on, this is great. And let's check out the pilot for the mech suit. It's Takeshi. He's got a new dark red suit with some gold highlights. I think this is a perfect way to upgrade that original minifigure. Come on, shiny metallic gold printing? Heck yeah. I really like this set. Its appearance, its pieces, its play features. They're all awesome. Now, speaking of pieces, let's see how you can use the parts that are included in this set to build your own custom stuff. You better believe we're starting off with those Bionicle blades. How can they be used? Jack the Mad places these pieces on the end of a scythe. And in the context of this kind of Halloween creepy cool character, the scythe looks like it's covered in blood. Great way to use this piece. My Snail Eats Pizza also uses these blades, but now they're mounted on the arms of this character. I feel like they look like some sort of enchanted blades, glowing with some sort of red mystical energy or blood magic. That's fun. However, I believe the story for these is that they are tech blades. It could be some sort of holographic, technological-based weapon. That's fun. It's also nice too, because the red of the blades matches the red of the eye. Kind of ties it in nicely with that technological vibe. That works. What about those dark red Technic panel pieces? Hellborkle continues to use them for shoulder armor, but hey, when you remove the stickers, well, they look pretty good. And in this larger context, I think they look even better. Beautifully rounding off the torso, armoring up the shoulders. It's awesome. I always recommend those Technic panels. They're great pieces. And it's not every day that you see them in dark red. We also got one of these dish elements. You might recognize this from Kopaka. He had one and it was used for his shield. Now look, okay, we've been talking about upgrades. Grand Titan evolving into Blade Titan. Well, with that in mind, how could you upgrade the shield? Well, Artie-Quill has slapped this piece onto a gunmetal shield. And this is the same one that came in the set Brain Attack Bulk. It's a simple design, sure, but doesn't it look great? And it's a good way to kind of beef up the size of this shield because, well, the original one is a bit small. I don't know how well it would translate onto a more standard-sized Bionicle. This makes everything fit a lot better. Maybe you could do the same thing. We also have a wedge piece in white. Now these have been used on Blade Titan's feet, but a builder called Mtron Voyager, they've placed this piece on the center of the torso, just up here near the head, rounding off the torso and flowing it into the neck area. That's what this piece is doing, and it's doing it very well. And then it continues to flow backwards into a kind of tail. This is all integrated so nicely. The shaping is on point. It's also quite nice to be seeing a few dreams pieces, like that brain, some of these pink tubes. Fantastic. And finally, you get a gear in this set. Sadly, just one of them. But hey, let's take a look at this mock by Railblade. It's using a bunch of gears to give this a cool kind of clockwork giant aesthetic. Gear pieces are such a good way to stylize and decorate a mock. Even just one of them can be a great way to spruce up a creation. Alright, that's some of the standout pieces from this set. Now, let's finish up with an amazing revamp of Blade Titan. The Sakoda has built this, and it's beautiful. The design is way bigger. Even just this image here of looking at the cockpit. So much more spacious. There's room for a control panel, we've got a seat for Takeshi to sit in. The original set barely had room for any of this. This is great. One thing I really appreciate is how he's taken areas of the mech that had stickers, and he's built them with existing Lego bricks. I mean, it looks pretty much identical, but yeah, stuff like, these exposed grills. Now, the brick-built one protrudes forward a little bit more, whereas the sticker was totally flat. Recreating these stickers with bricks, it adds more dimension to the mock. More depth, more realism. It's a small thing, but it does a lot. Sakoda has also done an amazing job of replicating the shapes and forms of the original set, but he's making sure to give it his own personal touch. Like for example, the blaster arm. It's been expanded and enhanced. And we even have some ammo shells flying out the sides. The ammo shells are simply using gold minifigure candles. That works really well. And then attaching them at different angles all along this trans clear bar. That is so smart. Plus, hey, we've got that trans green laser coming out of the front, and smoke, which is made of Lego ice cream pieces up here. All these little battle effects just bring this to life. And look at the new bladed shield. Look at that, lining the edges with trans red Borok eyes. You see, that's the Sakoda touch. And this would have been excellent if you just, replicated the original bladed shield and made it look the way he has. But expanding upon it, adding spikes on the edges, that's taking this to a whole other level. Well done, dude. This is a sensational redesign. It modernizes that older set and brings it to new heights. I miss Exo-Force. It's such a good theme with so many incredible sets, like Blade Titan. Hey, don't forget to take a look at the links below. If you want to see more from the builders I highlighted today, that's where you can check out their stuff. Thanks for watching guys, happy building, and bye for now. Never forget, Takeshi's hair was used as a cabbage in the Market Street modular building.